G'day everyone, my name's Steve and welcome back to Aussie Golf Pros. Now this week's video is in response to an email we've got from one of our subscribers, John, and John writes, "Hi Aussie Golf Pros, love the videos. A couple of topics I would really enjoy you covering. I can hit the perfect shot semi-regularly. So what is stopping me from doing it all the time? Or how can I do it more often?" He then goes on to write, "Related to the above, I often play part of the round well and then lose my swing." So he writes, "What the hell happened? I didn't mean to change anything. And how can I get it back?" So John's talking about being out on the golf course, cruising along okay, hitting some good shots, and then he hits a shot that goes wrong, or where did that shot come from? He talks about losing his swing. So really that means he then plays the next couple of holes pretty poorly and then maybe something clicks and he gets it back. Okay, let me attack the very first part of his question. I can hit the perfect shot semi-regular, so what's stopping me from doing it all the time? Well, this one's really simple, mate. You're human. So no one can hit the perfect shot all the time. So to have that expectation is really unrealistic. The great Ben Hogan said, "I only hit 2 shots around exactly the way I wanted to." That's coming from the elite of ball strikers. So for you to have that expectation is really just unrealistic. Now the second part to the question, what is stopping me from doing it all the time, or how can I do it more often? Well, that one I can help you with, because that's just a little bit of focus. Now, when we talk about losing our swing on the golf course, or running into a bad patch, or something changing in our round, it's always focus. And so we might be cruising along, playing nicely, really not thinking about too much. It's going on nice and easy, really subconscious, picking our target, hitting our shot in there, cruising along, that's all good. But then something goes wrong, we hit a poor shot. Now everybody sees the golf course differently. You know, a lot of players see it left to right, they see it right to left. But everyone has their particular shot. And when you have your particular shot, you also have your particular miss. And so what happens most of the time on the golf course is someone who maybe draws the ball, overcooks one and turns into a hook. Or, you know, they've just been hitting this beautiful little cut all day, finding the fairways, and then they get up to a hole and they overcook one and put it in the penalty area. Now what that does is that changes their focus. So the focus now becomes on, wow, that miss has come in, and they start to focus on that shot. So even though they're thinking they're going through their process on the next shot and everything's back to normal, there's that little niggle in the back of their mind that says, be careful of the right one, be careful of the right one. And as you know, as I always talk about, whatever you focus on expands. Whatever you think about, you magnetize. So whether you're thinking about it, you want to do it or you don't want to do it, your subconscious mind doesn't process negatives. So regardless of whether you're thinking, I don't want to go right, I do want to go right, be careful of going right, all that is just focusing on that particular shot. Your subconscious mind is very obedient. It says no problems. If that's what you're thinking about, if that's the picture you're creating, we will help you to create it. So you need to remember that it was just that one shot. And as we spoke about before, you can't hit awesome shots all the time. It's unhuman. And so you're going to get that odd shot that leaks. And normally that odd shot that leaks is the type of shot that we normally play, just a little bit overcooked. And so the very next shot, I'll use a word like reset, focus on exactly what I'm trying to do. In my pre-shot routine, I always talk about using visualization, using that shot tracer technology in your mind or whatever works for you to visualize that perfect flight, not cutting too much, just nice and perfect. We're going to hit this one a little bit further up the left because we want to ensure or get into our mind that we're in control of this shot. And as in a previous video, we need to pick our target, go through our routine. We need to then really commit to the shot. knowing that we've just played a heap of awesome shots, not focus on that one shot that we missed, focus on the other 20 shots that you hit really well, and then accept the outcome. Now, you may not hit the most perfect shot again, but if you do that on the next shot, and then the next shot, exactly going through your process, going through your mental imagery, going through everything that you can do that you're in control of, before the shot. If you continue to do that for 2 or 3 more shots, you will eliminate that 2, 3, 4 hole funk that a lot of golfers go into. Before most videos that we do, Glenn and I will call each other and we'll discuss what the video's about. And you know, 2 minds are always better than 1, so we kind of come together collectively and work out the best approach to what we can do on this video. Now, unbeknownst to me, the subscriber that we're talking about, Glenn's actually given a couple of lessons to. And so although when we first read this email, what jumped out of the page was a complete, it was a mindset video, it was a mental game video. John was talking about being out on the golf course and this thing happening out on the golf course, am I losing my swing, all this type of stuff, and it's like, boom, that's a focus thing, that's a get back into your pre-shot routine, let's give him a couple of mental triggers to help him with, give him a couple of hacks, some mental hacks. But what Glenn also said is that in those couple of lessons, although John's a single finger handicapper, he often has a little problem with strike. And so we thought it was worth mentioning that you can work on this sort of stuff in your practice game as well. So when you're on the range and you're working on a couple of different things and you're practicing, it's always good to be a little bit aware of where you're hitting on the club face and why you hit it fat, or why you hit it top, or why you hit it left to right, and why you hit it right to left. And that way, when you're out on the golf course and you do overcook your miss, you know exactly the reason you're doing it. And then you can go through your pre-shot routine and your mental imagery and all of those process goals that you have out on the golf course that you've already set. But then you can have maybe a heightened focus on, okay, well, I've just missed that one way right. So obviously my path and my face has allowed me to do that. And so with this one, I'm just going to be a little bit conscious of my club face control. And so then you can, in your pre-shot, when you're doing your mental imagery, you can maybe just work on just a couple of little moves, just a few little reminders of whatever it is you're trying to achieve. So if the golfer has come out this way and really overcooked one, because he's been hitting nice little cuts, but he's overcooked his miss, but then he can then work on maybe being a little bit tight, a little bit club face control in his pre-swing routine, just visualizing that club face coming through a little squarer and hitting the shot that he wants to hit. And if you've done some work on the range with a couple little drills, you know, hitting one out the toe, hitting one in the middle, hitting one out the heel, you know, hitting one right, hitting one left, hitting one straight, being able to hit it high, hit it low, maybe hitting a couple of fat, seeing what that feels like, hitting them thin. You know, all of these things gives you club face control and gives you confidence that when you're out there and you hit a certain shot, that you're able to rectify that and do something slightly different to hit the shot that you want to hit. So, just to recap in response to this email from John, and we really appreciate you guys writing in, is that when you're out on the golf course, the only thing that's changed, mate, is your focus. So, don't worry too much about technique and all these different things and trying to change too much. You need to focus on what you want to hit. Now, you can do that by just saying reset and going through your pre-shot routine, going through your mental imagery. And then when you're doing your pre-shot routine, you can just bring in a couple of little external focus moves where you maybe square the club face up in your mind, feel that club face squaring a little better through impact just before you hit the shot. And then you can move in, commit to it, and then accept it. It might not be perfect the next shot, but if you do it again and again and again and really focus on this stuff and focus on what you want to hit, you are not going to prolong that loss of swing. So there you go, John. I hope that helps, mate. If you've got any other questions about it, just give us an email or pop into the Pro Shop or give us a call. For everybody that's new here, please subscribe. We bring out a video for you every Thursday. Hit the little bell as well, so that way you'll get notifications. We hope you have an awesome week. It's PGA Championship this week. Go the Aussies and go Tiger. Have an awesome week. Take care.